Good afternoon, everyone. Today's May 4th, 2020, and this is the Q1 2020 b.labs Stakeholder Update. I hope this message finds you well, yourself, your family, your colleagues, and your communities. It's certainly been a challenging 2 months, let's say, for all of us. And we're concerned about the economy, we're concerned about our investments, our future, our health. And so in that, I encourage us all to stay positive, be as centered or balanced as you can. We're doing our best here to just really tune in and take this message, take what's happening as a message in many ways from nature, from the planet, and from our environment. We have to work with it and within it, and be smart, be safe. Things will re-emerge. Life will go back or forward, let's say, to whatever the new reality is going to look like. And true to the laws of Darwin and evolution, it's really the resilient and the resourceful that learn how to adapt. That's what we have to do as individuals. That's what we have to do as businesses. And that's what we've done so far, I believe, here at b.labs with Blue Liner, the agency, and the ventures. We've certainly had to make some adjustments. There have been some challenges. The whole staff is working right now remotely. The team has really banded together, stayed together, and is working harmoniously amidst these challenging times. So first and foremost, again, I want to wish everyone well, good health. If you need anything, if there's any way, I can be of service, or we as a technology company can be of service in helping you, or just on a personal level, please reach out. So without further ado, reviewing the first quarter, which was another positive one for us. I'm going to share a screen here in a minute and dive in quickly. I'm not going to spend as much time today on the financials, but in the email that you'll receive with this video, you'll be able to dig further into the appendix. Naturally, just as a reminder, you can see what all the ventures are. There have been some changes with Adjustco exiting. That's in process. With the Advocator, where we've done an ownership takeover from the co-founders. And we're in a brainstorming mode to see how we can repurpose these crowdfunding assets and this platform that we've built and invested in heavily. And then in the top left and right, you could see Be Moved and Basement Sports, our two newest ventures, which I'll talk about a little bit more. I spoke last quarter about them both as well. This slide isn't new, but I have 3 notes on top so that we can look at how the Adjustco exit, which took place, b.labs selling its stake in 2019 of July, middle of the year. So it's been now close to 9 months. It has been a little over 9 months since the exit. And we're getting quarterly payments of $230,000 per quarter. And then there's an additional piece of $150,000 that will come at the end with the last payment. So you can see we've received 2 payments thus far. They came on time, and then the 3rd payment got delayed, and the 4th payment is due now. So obviously with the COVID-19 environment we're in, everyone has had their challenges financially, economically, and so we're giving some patience there to Adjustco and the team, who's in the middle of their own capital raise, for making that now pretty late 3rd payment, and also the now due 4th payment. So obviously this has been a great exit event. It's been a wonderful proof of concept for b.labs, and I believe that we're only going to get better at this process of building brands, building companies from scratch, contributing on product development, marketing, on all fronts. We're not an accelerator here that invests and sits back and watches a portfolio. We're an active agency and an active venture building group. I like to really refer to B.labs nowadays as a think tank, or maybe an action tank might be a better word. A think tank that takes action once it generates new ideas. So in any case, the 20x valuation growth that we contributed to there, we're doing the same thing now with other ventures, which is very exciting. We can take a quick look at the numbers, the financials for Labs Q1 2020. If you include the proceeds from the buyout, which comes once a quarter for 10 quarters, we're actually at now our second or third consecutive positive, profitable quarter for B.labs. So you can see the 211,000 there in the quarterly EBITDA, which is obviously an improvement over last year at this time. Now, really, we were not supposed to be in profits this soon. Remember, this is just the beginning of our third operational year. B.labs has been operational fully and funded from its round one. I'll go over a little timeline in the next slide, but this is just the beginning, the first quarter in our third year. So to be as a venture company investing in high risk and developing technology ventures, really, I don't want to say completely unheard of, but very unlikely. But the fact that we carried a Justco in and had an exit is obviously helping these numbers. The rest is investment in development of the new ventures. And the majority of the revenue you see in the top line items there are really related to Blue Liner revenue, which is more related to the agency work, which is more stable after 20 years in business. And obviously the ventures are more in the startup product development phase now, moving towards marketing and launch phase. A brief look at our history in one slide, which is nice to see. Again, December, the very end of 2017, closing the initial round of $1.7 million into Labs, formally launching with 5 ventures plus the agency roll-up in January, adding venture number 6, KidCoin, also in early first quarter 2018, and then the exit, skipping to 2019 for venture number 1, the first venture, which was a Justco. And now late 2019, we launched the TimeBug app, which I'll review shortly, has had over 5,000 downloads, installs thus far across iOS and Android. And now moving into the quarter, that's quarter of focus. Very, very excited, enthusiastic about b.moved, a travel tech venture. Obviously, it's not the best time right now with COVID to be launching travel tech. So here in Q2, we've kind of downshifted that for the moment because b.moved was really launching and did launch in January at the CHTA, Caribbean Hospitality Hotel and Tourism Association event in the Bahamas. And people were very excited about it. We were gaining traction, and then coronavirus hit. So, hey, again, resourceful, adaptability. Travel and tourism is going to be back and going to be back strong, and probably with some nuances as we come out of the travel ban. But b.moved.io, very exciting venture. And the most exciting thing on the plate is Basement Sports. You can see March 2020. We added it as a venture, and in May, this very month, you'll be hearing a lot more and seeing about the Basement Sports crowdfunding launch and really the company launch. At the same time, we've been working on the app vigorously behind the scenes, self-investing through the Justco buyout, and very, very exciting things on the horizon there. I'm not going to go into it too deep in this presentation because in 2 weeks from now, you'll be hearing from me again with a fully focused Basement Sports pitch. The second round of B.labs capital raise was planned to open in March, but given the COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, beyond a distraction, just kind of reset. In addition to the team shifting to working fully remote, we decided to postpone the full B.labs round 2 raise to June. Again, so really we can focus on May and make enough space for this, our first crowdfunding raise, which obviously our accredited investors and current shareholders are more than welcome and will be invited, you all, to participate in the raise. So I hope even if you can invest $50,000 to $100,000, that you could put in $50 to $100 on a crowdfunding level. That's the difference with CF, Reg CF, which is what we're going under here. It's going to allow Basement Sports to raise money, not just from, our deeper pocketed folks, like most of our current investors, but from everyday people and families that will ultimately be the customers for this company, can also be the investors at a minute level, getting a few shares early on in a startup company's development is the nature of this type of equity crowdfunding, for which we plan to use the WeFunder platform. So extremely excited about that, and stay tuned to hear more about it in roughly 2 weeks. We're aiming at either May 15th or May 20th for the crowdfund opening. And on that note, the rest of the details financially you could find in the appendix. I won't go through it in this presentation, but quickly, while we were on Basement Baseball, I will just give you a quick teaser of the brand and really the way it lays out simplistically what this is. And you can read it yourself there. I could read it out loud. Big kids and little kids alike are discovering the power of mixed reality sports. Enjoy hours of indoor activity, creative play, friendly competition, and good old school fun. And that's the beginning of what the investment opportunity looks like. And I'll just give you that teaser. One more slide. It's only a 15-slide deck, so the rest you'll get in a couple of weeks. But you can see what our claim and what the reality is: the world's first mixed reality sports gaming platform, where users can set up or join various sports leagues, one-day tournaments, or one-off games with friends or ranked competitors. And extremely excited. The app is nearing completion. It's in testing at this moment and should be ready in a couple of weeks. So as you could see, we've been busy. We haven't stopped. One can say we've maybe had to slow down or pivot, really just to take a moment, like I think we all have personally and professionally, taking this time to live life differently in the quarantine, wherever you all may be, wherever we are. We really are being challenged to be present, to adapt, to adjust our expectations, our lives, our plans, and really respect this this moment in time, respect this message from nature, from forces way beyond anyone's control, regardless of how much money we may have or power or ambition. We have to respect these moments, and that's what we're doing here, at b.labs, respectfully working remotely, but not giving up on our vision, taking the hits, rolling with the punches, and continuing to march forth. That's what we do. That's our mantra. And we've actually been making tremendous progress. You'll see a lot more about that in a couple of weeks with the Basement Sports crowdfunding launch. And again, if you are interested in digging in more details about the financials, you'll see them in the appendix with the Google Slides deck that accompanies this video summary. So I'm going to sign off now. Again, wishing everyone well, be safe, be smart, and be positive. Okay, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks with the Basement Sports presentation. Taking off for now, March 4th.